The National Assembly's Appointments Committee, under the chairmanship of Speaker Justin Muturi, unveiled the vetting roadmap for 9 cabinet nominees named by President Uhuru Kenyatta on Friday. To fulfill the constitutional requirement for public participation in such high-profile appointments, members of the public and institutions have until Wednesday to submit their views in form of memoranda and affidavits on the nominees' suitability.
By close of business on 7th of February at 5 p.m., we will close any more receiving of views and or representations from the public.
And a day after that deadline, Professor Margaret Kobia, who was nominated to head the Public Service and Youth Docket, will be the first before the vetting committee, followed by John Munyes, who was nominated to man the Petroleum and Mining Ministry before Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary nominee Dr. Monica Juma wraps up the morning session. In the afternoon, Farida Karone, who was nominated to head the Lands, Housing and Urban Development Ministry, and Peter Munya, fronted to manage the East African Community and Northern Corridor Development, will be vetted. On the second day of vetting, Keriako Tobiko and Simon Chelugui will appear before the committee before Ukuri Atani and Rashid Achesa Muhammad winds up the exercise. The nominees will be required to submit answers on various issues in advance, in line with the parliamentary vetting law.
It has provided for a template which is used, and the nominees are also given copies of it to make responses in advance, so that as to make also the work of the committee easy in going through, so that members do not have to engage in issues that may not be necessarily relevant for purposes of vetting of cabinet secretaries.
But the vetting exercise will largely be a jubilee affair after the NASA leadership in Parliament restated its decision to keep off the Appointments Committee's affairs.
As NASA, we have said it, and I want to repeat, we do not recognize the legitimacy of Uhuru Kenyatta as appointing authority for both Cabinet Secretary and Principal Secretaries.
That's their right. Yeah, just like you sit in plenary, if you can decide to represent your people in Uhuru Park or in Jivaji Gardens, it's something called Bunge Wananchi, or some such like places. So it is their right to choose any mode of representation.
Questions emerging on how thorough Jubilee members of Parliament will be in vetting their party leaders' nominees, with critics terming it a rubber-stamping exercise.
Nani amesema kwamba wale wanajua kupiga msasa wako huko uwanjani?
Kama utakujua vile msasa inapigwa bungeni, wewe siku ile tunafanya kazi ya kupiga msasa, ukuje pale.
The National Assembly's plenary will debate and vote on the Appointments Committee's report, and approved nominees will be appointed by the President to fly the coveted ministerial flags. Francis Gachuri, JKL.